All right, guys. Chad Sanders in the building. Friend, author, actor, director. What else do you do? I feel like you wear all the hats, Chad.
I just do whatever I want to do.
What's your first thing, though?
much.
What's your first?
I'm a writer.
Right,
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
Like, I write books, I write TV shows, I write
Scripts.
screenplays,
Yeah.
Op-eds. I'm a writer, which you're a writer.
Yeah.
I think it's a way of, it's how you see the world more than anything. It's like you see the world in a story. So that's what I do.
Thank you for calling me a writer. That's so nice.
You wrote a bestseller.
I am a writer. However, I don't know why I struggle with that title.
Why?
Well, number one, I had somebody help me format my first book very much, and I don't want to take that away from her. She definitely helped me with the book. I did a lot of the writing, but it's hard. Like, and I haven't yet to I'm actually finishing. I want you to read it. Something right now that from beginning to end is only my hands.
Nice.
and that's a different experience than I have an idea. We wanted this and this and then somebody else taking the pen
It is.
and doing that. It's a different thing. And so
Yes.
because I've had help in a couple of projects that I've done, I haven't really wanted to claim that. This will be my first thing that I do from beginning to end that is my writing.
It's a
thing.
screenplay?
Yes.
Nice. A film?
Yes.
Oh,
well, we'll
sick.
see. We'll see how
I would love to.
you're gonna read it.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you'll give me good.
We've like
yeah, of course,
we've
of course.
tried
You've
some
read stuff, and
it's such a process.
It's
forever
hard.
a process.
It's forever a process. But
Yeah.
you are a writer.
Yeah.
I just want to separate.
Yes.
I want to separate the two.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you come up with a thing from the beginning to the end, you get it out, you put it on paper. When does that start? How did you even find that you were good at that? Is that like a school thing?
I learned that when I was 6 years old.
Mm.
I remember there was a class where they taught us how to write limericks, which are basically just like really short rhyming poems. And I just got obsessed with it because it was, honestly, I think because of the kind of house that I grew up in, which was a pretty, both parents pretty strict, very regimented, 30 minutes of TV a day. It was
Intellectuals?
Like, oh, come on. Like,
Of course.
Dad is a lawyer. My mom was in corporate America for 30 years. My sister's a lawyer. So there
You was reading
like,
you was gonna read some books in that house.
there's books everywhere.
Yeah.
And now me and my sister are both writers, so our books are in there, which is kind of cool. But
Oh, that's so nice.
it was a way it still is for me. I'm pretty polite in real life, but it's a way for me to like express what I don't feel allowed to say in decent society.
But your social media and your personality has developed over the past, year?
It's really been like 6 months.
6 months?
I made a video about, I sold a TV show to BET with support from a lot of people. And I went into the process of, writing a TV show with a network. And I went in thinking it was going to be one thing, which was like my dream. Oh, I'm going to come out on the other end of
this. You thought you made it? That was it.
I'm going to be Issa Rae now.
Right.
And instead I had the experience most people had, which is that the network tried to peel everything away from it that was me and very deliberately tried to make it dumber so that, quite literally, so that single black women could follow it. And I was like, I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I can't make a show that talks down to my own people. And I shared that video maybe like 6 months ago.
How did anybody from BET respond to that?
I got a text immediately that I literally haven't read. I'm going fully rogue, Angie.
What do you
it.
mean? You didn't read the text?
I literally haven't even read the text.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
The person who texted me actually treated me very well there, but she was the one she or they were the one person who treated me well there. And
so you didn't want to read it out of what, guilt, or fear, or just you didn't want it to sway your take?
I feel for the first time in these last 6 months that I am being myself everywhere that I go, every time I pick up a camera or a microphone or a pen. And I don't want your book is it called Finding My Voice?
This is my voice.
My voice? Like, once you have that, I don't want to lose that. That's everything. That's all I have. If I let every opinion on what I'm doing get in here, it's going to change. It's going to change how I do the job.
Yeah, that is smart.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially. So you said you're going rogue. What does that mean? Anybody could get it?
No.
Are you trying to be a shock writer?
Not at all.
What is the intention of the rogueness?
What I mean, being precise, is I think when you met me and in the first few years that you got to know me, I was very much trying to work within the machine of Hollywood. I was like, all right, here I am. I'm a screenwriter, TV writer. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, you know, taking advice from everybody, kind of like doing all this work for people for free that weren't even like treating me that good. And I was just like, oh, I'm gung-ho. I'm trying to get my shot. And the Hollywood machine, it's not like I had some big epiphany. Like, it exploded, you know?
Yeah.
The writer's strike was actually the pandemic, then followed by the writer's strike, now followed by the crunch of AI, which is really taking away a lot of opportunities. The differences in the business now where writers are being, you know, squeezed left and right, getting less jobs. And something just occurred to me, which was like, Chad, you're keeping your head down. You're trying to do this the polite way. Just be yourself and see what happens. And don't let anything, like, don't try to squeeze through a hole in this thing. Make a hole for yourself. That's all I mean when I say I'm being rogue. I still treat people good. That's me.
Right. You didn't change personality completely.
Do I seem like it?
No, but it's interesting to see you because you used to be kind of like
demure.
Yeah, demure. And now you're like, and another thing. And you over there.
Yeah.
And those people over there can get it too.
Yeah, I mean, but I think if you knew
Are
me,
you having fun?
So much fun.
Okay, good.
I think I feel lighter, honestly.
Really?
I mean, I do. I think people in my life can tell I feel lighter now because I'm not holding all of this. Everything you're describing is like, you know, pain from industry, pain from capitalism, pain from building relationships in this industry is very
tricky,
complicated.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
And all the combination of all that was making me heavy. It was making me a little bit like sad and angry all the time. And now I'm getting it off. So it's like,
you feel free.
I feel light. I feel free.
Good for you.
Yes.
How has that affected business?
Well, my business is different because I think the business is different. In this book, you'll see, a few years ago, I wrote a op-ed about George Floyd and my reaction and people's reactions to George Floyd. And it blew up in the New York Times and people started offering me money to come in and be like a voice of, I think, kind of like black anger at that point in time, a millennial voice of black anger. And that wasn't really me, but I chased it because it's money, you know, and we live in New York City, you know, I needed that. I needed to make a
presented
living.
itself.
Absolutely.
You showed up. Yeah.
And now my business is a lot more straight to consumers. You know, I sell products directly to consumers. I self-publish a children's book. I have courses I'm rolling out now, merchandise. Like, I don't have the same relationship with corporations that I used to.
How good for you.
But I'm building leverage that I think is going to give me an ability to do that business with corporations by building audience.
Yeah.
I didn't have an audience before. When I met you, nobody heard of me, you know?
You have an audience now.
I have it's a my-sized audience right now.
No, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that for you. And what is so somebody who's new to you, maybe is going to get this book or maybe read the first book and now this one. What is the message behind the shift? You know what I mean? I know you said you feel freer. You've been calling out situations like you said within the industry, but what is like somebody new to your to your universe? Like what is the message?
Yeah, I think that the conundrum of this moment is, for a lot of people who want to get into entertainment, creative industries, writing, whatever it is, it's like you kind of find your lane. You find your little dimension that defines you to the public eye, which could be, you know, for me, it was like young, angry black kid. For some people, it might be your sexuality. For some people, it might be anything, right? But it's just one little tiny dimension of who you are. And you start building a career on that thing, and suddenly, like, you are playing a role. That's how it happened to me. You're playing a role as though that is the entire you. And this book is about how much that hurt me trying to squeeze into that lane of being like a little angry black writer. And on the other side, when you let go of that and you come in and you say, I have so many pieces of me. We just talked about your book. Your book, the cover, you said it says like, oh, this is this like sweet memoir of this girl growing up in New York. But there's so much more about you than just that.
Thank you.
The book to me is like, we're living, in my opinion, in the best time ever for creatives, where we have these tools that you can use to express every piece of who you are. If there is a message in this book, it is call your own number to grow into all of those spaces the way that you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have, I think, to become Angie Martinez X amount of years ago, you had to go through corporations to make it happen.
It is been one of the hardest things to navigate for me too, for sure.
How so?
Because I like to pride myself on being like principled and having a vision for things and really being loyal to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when you try to, I've tried to do things outside. I've tried to bring the culture to places that were outside of the culture.
Right.
And then they're like, yeah, you come do this for us and bring the culture. And then you bring it and they try to do disrespectful things. And then you're in a position where, you have to make decisions. And
Yes.
I feel good I feel like I've made really good decisions in my life. Some that I probably left a lot of money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I always say I'm the queen of leaving money on the table, but I sleep amazing at night. It's no
Yeah.
problem. But it's tricky. You know what I mean? Because we have goals. We want to be successful. We want to use the leverage that we've had to like you said, to become, to write, to do all these types of things. But
Right.
not everybody's a good partner for that. Depending on what you're. You know what I mean? What's important to you? Does that make sense?
It does. And you said it, I think, more eloquently than I did. If there is a message in this book, it is that money you're leaving on the table by making choices that will let you sleep at night and by being yourself and a whole person, that is not money lost. That's going to be money gained by everything that you can offer by being able to show up and actually do your job every day without the weight and the suffering and the sadness of all this other stuff that you're trying to navigate while being in tension all the time with these corporations.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message.
It's funny because sometimes I see you say things. I was just looking at a clip on your page. You said it's about. We just played it. Give it to me again. It was we watched a few of them. No, not the NFL. It was you said about people selling out, and you said I get it because I've
I've
made that
Kendrick and
it was
Snoop
about
and
that.
Nelly and all that, right?
Yes. And
I've made those same choices.
And you've made those choices. You didn't say mistakes. You said choices.
Huh. Well,
I just wondered if that is it's
intentional.
It's one word, right? But like,
I'm not trying to. I'm not here to judge.
I was gonna say that it didn't feel like you were saying, "Don't be a sellout," because I made the mistake of being a sellout. You said. You're selling out, and I understand because I've also made that choice.
I have.
It's an interesting, fine line.
I'm not here to judge anybody because we didn't choose this. Like, we didn't choose capitalism to be built the way it was. We didn't choose the cities that we live in with the economy that we live in. Like, these are choices that fell on us, and people are trying to navigate them. I personally, it's my being that I cannot live well while doing business with bad people. I can't live well while shaking hands with people who don't respect me. I too have left a lot of money on the table by not being willing to do that. Other people have a different rubric of decisions that they're making. And I'm 36 years old. Like, I'm not in a position to look at Snoop Dogg and say, you don't know how to make decisions because you did this thing. That's why I say these are choices.
Do you really feel like that? In that particular case?
I don't know what it is like to be. I'm a thoughtful person. I think about these things. I don't know what it's like to be Snoop Dogg.
Or what all went into that decision
at all.
Yeah,
I don't.
We don't know that.
People have also said, you don't know who he owes what to. You don't know what decisions he's making because somebody did him a favor 20 years ago that he needs to make right on. I mean, like I said, I don't want to be in a position where I gotta go support Donald Trump or go do business with people who I think do harm to others intentionally for a check. I hope I never have to be in that position, but maybe I'll never be rich because I'm not, because I don't make those decisions. I don't know.
It's possible. Or you'll sell a gazillion books and you'll be rich on your own terms.
And if you want to know how I really feel, because that was demure.
That was very demure.
I can get it my way. Like, I don't have, that's what I'm trying to say in the book is I have the tools to get it my way. I don't have to do a brand deal with, CryptoBot or something like that to get the money. I can get it by talking directly to people, by, the favors of people like you who are willing to let me talk to your audience who think I have something to say. There's enough out there that I can make it work.
Go get it all, Chad.
Thank you.
Go get it all. All right, let's talk about the book. So
All
the
right.
book, sell it. Tell everybody why they need this book in their life.
All right, I'll sell it.
How to sell it. How to sell out.
You are nonstop. If you're like me, if you're like many people, you are constantly giving your life to a job, to the internet. You're giving your humanity to it, your stories, your pain, your relationships, your image, your voice. Everything about you is going into, and I'm nervous because you're about to see, I signed that book to somebody else because I thought you had the book already. I was going to go put this on Charlamagne's desk because
Okay.
he told me to pull up, and you used to have a studio next to Charlamagne's.
Yeah, so
But
bring me mine.
I will literally drive yours to Jersey.
Okay.
I thought you had the book already.
I don't.
My PR at Simon & Schuster should have sent you the book. But you're giving all that stuff away for free already. Somebody is already making money off of all of those pieces of you. I think if people had an understanding of how much value they have as a person, like all of their experiences, their images, their relationships, if they could own that value in ways that I will explain to you how to do in this book, more people who want to get out of the corporate structure, who don't want to be living by a thread at their job every single second, more people would be able to go out and live independently if they just knew how to maximize on that value. And it's simple, not complicated. That's what the book is meant to show you.
Brilliant. You know what I was just thinking? Because another word you just said is like, if you would like to get out of there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even when you mentioned somebody, whoever this person was that was good to you at BET, like the one person at BET, sometimes I think about people like that. And sometimes people are in buildings and that's their way of trying to make change. It's right in the building. So then some young writer comes along.
Yeah.
And
It says,
no, I don't want to do all the things that everybody else in the building. Maybe they even see you, but maybe
Right.
they're not in a position yet to change it. I'm just putting this out there. I think this is a circle of things that happen, right? Where you can go in and out of like
yes.
independence, but also going inside and trying to be a
Disrupt from the inside.
right? Disrupt
Absolutely.
from the inside. I think I've lived both of those lives. You know, because I've worked in radio, I've worked in big companies, I've had to kind of. I've done deals, so I think I've worked, but I'm also a person, you know, an independent personality. So
Yeah.
I think I've walked them both. So I have understanding of the outside of it,
Right.
and live that also, and then I also have understanding from being inside and trying to change things from inside, and then you know the young writer writes
and I think
y'all
too,
ain't shit article or thing, and then. That
And it's
person.
like
So if you do open that email,
calling you the man.
I bet you that email is probably a little of that.
it was a text, which is even more personal.
Oh, it was a text.
But
Gosh.
here's what I was saying.
That text is like, you don't know how I try. Definitely that's going on in the
I don't
text.
know.
I don't even have to see it or know the person.
I could read it
know
right
the
now.
context. You want to read it
I
right
think
now?
you do know the person.
I probably know the
Should
person.
I read it right now? I could.
Are you going to say the person?
No.
No, don't say the person.
Because I like this person, so I don't even.
Let's do it. Let's do a little test. You should read it and tell me if I'm right. If the person is saying,
All right.
I tried to get this done for you in this building.
All right, here it goes. Let's find
I
it.
feel like we should have a wager. I feel like there should be money on the table or something.
Hold on.
What if they? No, this could go bad because if you don't like what's in there and
It
your whole
could-
demeanor,
It can ruin the whole.
it could ruin the whole moment.
I feel like I hope I didn't delete it.
No, you deleted it. Oh, you're going hard body on this.
Oh, you know what?
You found it.
It's literally just one sentence. I'm not even gonna read it because it's too personal. I don't want to put the person out there.
Okay.
But what they're basically saying is, have you seen this show on our network? Which I think is to say, all of our shows are not basic. All of our shows are not, are not trashy, dumb, whatever. What? Like I said, this is a nice person.
They went into
yes,
defense, a little defensive.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But I actually now have 3 things that I'll go through quickly. One is, I do think what I have learned from this journey that you have seen probably from a distance of me being a little more specific, a little more outward, saying things publicly that I usually would only say one-on-one to people is names are powerful. When you say somebody's name, I'm never out here just like trashing somebody. I didn't even trash snooping them about their crypto thing.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why you're holding that book is because I posted something. Charlamagne said something. He said, pull up. I followed up in all different ways, like haven't heard a peep. I know this is not normal for this industry.
Wait, tell me, I don't know this story. What did he say?
I posted, like, I went to Simon & Schuster, which is my book publisher. I made a video because his image was on the wall. He's like the only black guy with a photo on the wall. So I took a video with it and I said, "What's up, Charlamagne? Can I come on the Breakfast Club?" He responds in a comment and says, "Pull up." Angie, you've probably seen this in my journey. This has always gotten me messed up in this industry.
You're
when
like,
people say something, I think they mean it. So
yeah, he probably means it.
So I followed up with a DM. I had my publicist follow up as well. I have written him in that book a note with my phone number because I'm like, I did the same thing with Torre. Van Lathan, I just went on a show 2 weeks ago. At the end of the show, he says, "Yo, let's talk about, I want to make your book into a movie or a TV show." He's like, "Let's talk about the rights." Rachel Lindsay, his co-host, puts us on a text, write out that conversation. Haven't heard a peep, Angie. You know what I'm saying? I can go down the list. That's just in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well.
And you saw me eat it for, I don't know how much you actually saw it, but.
No, I didn't. But also, I can imagine because we all do. We all do. But people tell me things every day that they're going to do and they don't do it.
And they don't do it. And I'm like, but
I'm interviewing somebody right after you that promised me something that they didn't deliver on. And I'm still having them on my.
Are you going to bring it up?
No. No.
And that's graceful of you. And like, but this is the thing that bothers me is that everybody's not like that. You don't do that to me.
No.
You never. So I'm like, if you don't do it to me, why does this person get to do it to me? If I don't do it to you, why does somebody else get to do it to me?
I think we're gonna help you book the Breakfast Club, and you're gonna go have this argument with Charlamagne on the Breakfast Club.
Thank you. But
do you know him? Have you met him?
I've only met him because remember when I was shadowing you for what we were writing?
Yes.
And you brought me to the studio and he walked through and you introduced us.
So
very
you
briefly.
met him? Oh yeah, okay.
Like, but I haven't like done this with him.
Yes.
You know, I haven't even like.
He hasn't gotten to know you.
You don't know
This is
me.
right up his alley.
I'm saying.
I got you.
And
I
so,
can't promise you that they're gonna have you on, but I can promise you that I will connect you with the person that will.
Thank you.
And
I don't want to make this just about Charlamagne. I do want to go on the Breakfast Club, but
I just have a problem with everybody. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Angie, I'm just like,
I'm just kidding, Chad.
we are
I'm just
people.
kidding.
When we say something to each other, let it mean
Listen,
something.
people have lives and they have 10 jobs and they have things, they have responsibilities. And you say I've never done that to you, and I try not to do that to anybody. But have I said, yeah, we're gonna, and then I don't do it? That happens a lot.
No,
because
and I forgive them that, and it's
because
I've done it to people, I'm sure.
Yeah, lives.
But that's why I bet you would agree that it's my job to pull up. Like, it's my job if someone
because the other side of that is sometimes people tell you to pull up, and 9 out of 10 people don't even bother to pull up.
That can't be me.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be.
Not in this phase. That can't be me. So thank you.
I love that for you. Okay, I love the chapter names, and we have a couple
I'll give you some
left.
more to sell it.
Yeah, give me.
I talk about. I spent some time with Kanye
You're good
West
at this.
in my career. You know,
You worked for Kanye.
I worked for.
How does he like you bringing him up? Have you gotten any wind?
I don't think he. No, not a peep.
Okay. Because you have a whole section. It's called the old Kanye.
Yeah.
Do you think Kanye has sold out, or do you think Kanye is just on his own plan? Okay, got it.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to just speculate. But I mean, he's talked about his own stuff in that regard. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm okay to say I don't know.
I'm scared.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know him well enough to know this is what's going on with him.
What I'll say is, at that time, I got to sort of shadow, work with. It's all very nebulous in this industry, what is work and what's not. But like, I got to do my job as a writer around him, go to his house where he lived with Kim Kardashian, go play basketball with him, go on car rides with him, meet his friends, sit down for brunch. Like, and I'm still honestly processing it. This was all before he said slavery was a choice, right before it. What I certainly did see, though, which I bet you have seen in graver details with other people, is like the yes man vibe around him. Just the complete and total, whatever Kanye's laughing at, that's what we all laugh at. Whatever Kanye thinks is cool, that's what we all think's cool. Whatever Kanye wants to eat for brunch, that's what we all want to eat for brunch. And that's hard for people like us.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't. No.
Yeah, no, for sure. But a certain level of celebrity or money, that's pretty common.
Do you find common. Are you able to see, Angie, when people are doing that to you? Are you able to see it?
Huh. That's a good question. I think so. I'd like to hope so. I think I'm number one. I might not always pay attention, but I am a really good judge of character.
Yes, you are.
So even if I miss it, it's just because I'm not paying attention and it doesn't matter too much in that moment.
Okay.
But if something matters and I'm paying attention, I know for sure I could see it. I might miss it in like just the everyday minutia of doing stuff. Somebody might do that, but I think overall I can see people pretty well. I think that's actually why I've done pretty decently in my career. It's because I can see people. You know what I mean?
Decently. That's demure, Angie.
I'm just saying. No,
do you relieve them of it?
By the way, there's levels.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. All right, fine.
There's always levels, Chad.
There are.
Yeah.
Do you relieve them of that when you notice them doing it, or do you?
I don't really have people in close proximity that do that.
Good.
You know, I have my.
I've seen from what I've seen, you don't.
No, I don't.
No.
I've always been a good judge of character. Even earlier in my career. Yeah, but strangers don't affect my everyday life, so it doesn't matter. If a stranger's, yes, do I get the privilege of like, you know, you don't have to wait in line, or oh, it's Angie, come on, they're nice, extra nice to me. Then maybe they weren't as nice to the last person at the register. Right. Yes, but I take it. I receive it. I take that as love.
You've earned it.
Yeah, I take it as love. It's fine. I'll take it. I'm not going to let somebody be rude to somebody else in front of me. Like when we go back in the day, I used to go to the club, and every time the bouncers would try to take me I have to go to the bathroom or something. They tried to take me to the front of the line. I was always mortified. I was like, no, I can't walk in front of a whole line of people who also have to go to the bathroom to do it. And they were like, no, it's okay. We have to get you back to the stage. But I always had this weird, like, please don't do that. I don't want people to feel that way. I don't want to feel that way. Like, it just always made me, that's a random example, but like, that always made me very uncomfortable. So that's like an idea of, in general, if somebody giving me preference is hurting somebody else in some way, I would not be comfortable with that.
It takes something away from you too. You're an active person. You golf. You drive your own car. You make your own
Yeah, that's what I mean. For me, I have a regular life, so I don't.
It takes away and something else that's in the book. Now, I am getting better at this, but something
You're really
else
good,
something else
Chad.
is in the book is I worked very closely with Spike Lee for a few years. I learned a lot, very different things from Spike than from Kanye. But what I learned from Spike was be analog. Whatever you can do yourself that doesn't take so much time away from you that it's going to reduce how you do the rest of your job, do it yourself. He would never redirect studios and networks and stuff to his agent or his PR team first, because he wanted to put his eyes first on what kind of ridiculous thing is somebody about to ask me for? Because if I can shut it down right now, I will, to open up space for something else.
That's great advice.
Yeah, he would have his old students come pick us up from the airport, and he would pull out his BlackBerry and like crunch out his own emails on BlackBerry. I thought somebody like Spike Lee would have a handler for everything. But the more I've seen highly successful creative people do their work, it is much more hands-on than I think people would expect that it is. And that's depicted in the book.
Let's go through a couple of, well, first of all, you start the book that you say this is the last time you're going to write about race. Why is that?
And then the last line of the book is something like
I didn't get to the last line yet.
Please read it.
I am going to totally. I would take it home and read it, except you didn't bring me one. You only brought one to Charlamagne, the guy who hasn't had you on the show.
Yeah. I thought you would have already had it. That's crazy.
No.
I'm like, how did this happen?
I don't know.
Okay, and then I think the last line, and by the way, I wrote my entire book. I know a lot of
people
I
have
wrote my entire
co-writers
book.
and yeah.
No ghostwriter touched my shit ever.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when I'm rich. What's the last line of the book say?
Thank you for buying this book.
Oh no, Angie, that's the acknowledgments.
I'm in the acknowledgments. Sorry, I went to the okay. That's also a very nice, very nice line. Okay, so this will be my last time writing about race for now, unless I need the money again. That's great.
Those are the bookends.
So you're willing to sell out if it made sense for you in life.
I'm just not a writer who is trying to talk to people like it's the Bible. Like, there are practicalities of capitalism. I have to make a living to do everything I need to get done in this life, in this industry. I have to make money. And so I don't want to write about race anymore because I don't want to be pigeonholed as a race writer. And I don't, and I wrote this book before they started shutting down DEI everywhere, but like, I got a lot more to say than just things to say about my blackness.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me go.
But if somebody wants to write a big check for it, I'll probably do it again.
How to sell out, everybody. Is there anything else people need to know? This is the last closing arguments. There's no argument happening, but
most people, I can't say most people. I have heard back already. The book's been out for what, 2 weeks? I've heard back from so many people already who said they read this book in a day, 2 days, a week.
I'm gonna call you as soon as I'm done. I'm probably gonna have follow-up questions.
Please,
yeah, for sure.
Please, you're in there, and
what?
You're in there somewhere.
Tell me the page.
I don't know the page, and you're definitely in the acknowledgements as well.
What did you say about me?
You gotta read the book, Angie.
No, but you're here now. Let's just do a shortcut.
I can't. You gotta. I would only say. You know what? I would only say the truth that I feel about you, which is very clear and not disparaging in any way.
So nice.
You gotta read the book. So what I would say.
I'm so mad now.
I know people think a book is like a 3-month investment of their time. You will chew through this book so quickly. If you live in New York City, especially, you will see so much of yourself in this book. I've lived in 11 different neighborhoods in my 14 years living in New York City.
Keep talking. I'm looking for my name. Go ahead.
All right. This is great. I'll just filibuster. I talk about
about your book.
You will see yourself in this book, and that's why you'll fly through it. Because if you live here, no matter what you do for a living, you can't fool me. You are a hustler. Like, you have to chase it. You are hungry. You don't get to live here.
People got to eat out here. There's a line. People got to eat. It is a dream to be self made and not have to But in the world that we live in, the country we live in,
that's right. Yes.
Unfortunately, there is compromise sometimes that we have to make, and I think that's pretty common for most people.
Yeah,
it is the dream to not have to.
I believe that you would probably attest that you can find something that you love to do every day that makes money, and that's a dream.
That is the dream,
an attainable dream. Oh, there's a screenplay in there.
I
also
see.
For anybody who wants to learn how to write a TV pilot.
Oh, I'm gonna read that part a couple of times.
That is called The Tournament. It is.
I can't find it, Chad.
You're not gonna
so mad. I see Jay-Z's name in here.
Yeah, we talk about Jay. We talk about Jay-Z's relationship with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And my observations of it. You are the person. Well, I was with you when I met Jay-Z, the one and only time I've ever met him.
Where were we?
We were at Dumble House after
that's right.
Beyonce concert.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give a brief?
Sure.
Or is this going to open up a thing that's going to?
No, he was tall. He is kind of tall.
No, he's mad tall.
He's willowy. His like body is like willowy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, he looks like he does yoga.
He might.
His eye contact is very much looking at you. Like, do you agree with that? Like, when he's looking at you, he's like,
yeah,
maybe
he's present.
Yeah,
he's totally present.
He's present.
Yeah.
And it's like, it wasn't like mean, what do you want? But it's definitely like, hello, like, speak kind of thing. That's what I felt. But I'm 36.
It's also like speak. It's also like speak. Don't waste my time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Which I also say about Spike in that book is like, you call people like this and they pick up the phone and you want to do like, hey, how's it going? And they're just like,
oh God,
go.
Goodbye.
Like, and Spike taught me that, like, soon as I pick up the phone, let's
get
go.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do what we love to do. Let's not do small talk. So
I love that. I hate small talk.
Me too.
That should be your next book.
No small talk?
Please.
Okay.
The world needs it.
Done.
The world needs that.
Angie Martinez Publishing Group.
In the meantime, How to Sell Out, Chad Sanders. Where do they get it?
Everywhere. You can get it at SimonandSchuster.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon, and my Instagram. This is important. Please include this in the edit. My Instagram is at.
I may not edit anything out of this. It's just going to go.
This is fun. Yeah.
I think it's going to go. You're good. You're not going to bore people. Sometimes
you
got to edit because he didn't do his questionnaire.
Do the questionnaire.
Why? Is there something I hear you want to know from him? He gave us so much today.
This is what happened. She came in the room. She hands me the sheet of paper. She's like, make sure you do this questionnaire before you come. I'm like, I got you, of course.
It's a silly little questionnaire, but sometimes we learn interesting things about people that wouldn't come up in natural conversation.
As soon as she walked out of the room, I forgot that the questionnaire existed.
Like,
Like you were probably still in the room and I had already released it from my mind.
Like, what is one thing on your bucket list?
I do want to direct a feature film.
You will.
I want to see every continent. Have you been to every continent?
No. I want to see a lot
Yeah.
more. I want to travel. That's one of my bucket lists. It's just a whole bunch of places I haven't been that I want to go. And also to direct a feature film, by the way. We have similar bucket lists.
Yeah. I know that you're going to do that soon.
Thanks.
Probably this thing you wrote. Can you talk about it at all?
It's a short. It's not a...
Is it short? What you going to do with it?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll let you read it.
Is it the thing we kind of... No? Something new? All right.
Brand new. I told you. Fresh idea from beginning to end. No help. No suggestions. No nothing. Like totally like... That's always the thing for me. It's like I've always wanted to do something from in here all the way to writing it, getting it done, directing it, the whole thing from the beginning to the... Something about that...
Singularity.
It's just a bucket list thing.
Hell
Even if
yeah.
it's a short. It could be a short, it could be a movie, it could be doc, it could be whatever it is. But like from conception to delivery,
Right.
to releasing into the world,
Yeah.
like to have that full experience is something I really want to do. So
You're going to do that.
I'll fill you in. What is your pet peeve?
I really don't like small talk.
I know, mine too.
I don't
I
like...
didn't realize how much. What's your birthday?
March 6th. What's yours?
January 9th. Capricorn and
Happy birthday.
Pisces.
Yeah.
Is that a... I don't know. I don't know. I know nothing of
Do
Pisces.
you know? Is he like me? Am I nonchalant?
You're not.
Oh.
You're not. No,
I was
you're
about
not.
to say, I feel like
No,
the
no, you're
antithesis
not.
of that. But I will say if it's not all this stuff in here, I am a lot more demure.
I like
You've seen
playing
me
this
out
out
here.
because anybody who's like new to him and interested in this book and hearing the conversation about the book, we'll end it with a little bit, just get to know who the guy is behind the book now a little bit.
I didn't say my Instagram, by the way. It's at Chad Sand, ChadSand. You will know within like 15 seconds if you like me or not. Would you all agree with that? You will know really fast if you want to stay or
No,
go.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think you have, like you said, you have layers and you have different things that you offer, and they
Yes.
might not be interested in this one thing that you're talking about, but
Yes.
something else might come along and your take on that might be really interesting to them. So I think you could stick around a little bit.
Okay. I like it.
What is the last thing that sent you down a rabbit hole?
Oh, no. This is free promo for this person, but there's this YouTube series called Soft White Underbelly. Has anybody heard of it in this room?
What is that?
You might love it, actually.
What is it?
It's a guy who does like these, I don't want to call this, but it's like, you know how Vlad does just all you can see is the subject and not the host?
Yeah.
He does that kind of angle with his subjects, but shot very beautifully. And every subject is someone from like I'll say kind of like the darker spaces of America, like sex workers, pimps, drug dealers, drug addicts, people who are products of incest, like adult children of incest, drug smugglers, like it's crazy.
You went deep.
It's really
You went deep,
good,
deep.
though. No, it's crazy.
I'm into it. I'm going to watch it.
I think you would like it.
What's the wildest one?
Oh
The
my
most
God.
interesting one that you've seen?
I do really enjoy listening to women who are sex workers by choice talk about. You'll see this in my book.
You have a sex worker section?
No. I love hearing them talk about how they case up a John, like how they know a guy who they can really run up for a lot of money. Because I love sales. I love the psychology behind selling.
Yeah.
And they're so. I thought about making a book called Hoeing, about like where I just interview sex workers about selling and how they learn the psychology of selling.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's because what I'm saying is people with people with dark jobs, but he captures them
You're
so
good.
artistically. He crushes it.
By the way, that could be a movie.
Oh my God. But you asked what was the most crazy one?
Yeah.
They go to they actually, like, this is the only one that they do out of the studio. They go to the house of a family of people who are born to incestuous parents in like Appalachia, and they just like spend the day with this family. And
everybody says this when we ask that question. Right? Doesn't everybody have the same answer? So interesting.
What do other people say to that?
No, it's like dog tricks, aliens,
Like anime.
anime, or something like that.
All right, well.
Go-to karaoke song, Chad Sanders.
Oh man, love karaoke.
These are high-level questions.
I love karaoke. I be singing on my Instagram to sell this book. So
what do you sing?
I take suggestions like R&B, everything, anything, honestly. But my go-to is The Circle of Life from The Lion King. That's my go-to.
Would you like to leave the people with a little something?
Do you want that? Don't tempt me.
I think that would be amazing.
Okay.
Let's get it.
All right.
Wait. Chad Sanders.
All right. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun. And you like it? There's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can never be done. In the circle of life, and it rules us all. All right, that's it.
One time for Chad Sanders, everybody. Buy the book.